And we are back with another segment of JusParlay's NBA plays, where I'm going to be providing you all with my NBA plays for that particular day. So I like to break my plays down into three different categories in order of confidence: my definites, my shoulds, and my coulds. Definites are games that I am definitively confident in happening. Shoulds are things that I think should happen, and coulds are things that I think could happen. Those are pretty risky bets, but I could definitely see some type of potential in that particular bet. So I'll start with my definites, my most confident bets of the three categories. I have the Denver Nuggets beating the Portland Trail Blazers straight up. Now, the Portland Trail Blazers, as you all know, have been struggling this season, as they should, since they played no defense at all. And the Denver Nuggets are doing pretty well, and they just got Jokic back. Jokic just had a triple-double last game. I think the Denver Nuggets winning ways continue. The Portland Trail Blazers are missing Damian Lillard, their best player, even though he has been struggling today with abdominal issues, some type of abdominal strain that dude has. Portland Trail Blazers don't guard. The Nuggets usually dominate these season series anyway against the Blazers. I think this is a cakewalk. Easy. If you want to lower the price down of this bet, you can add a Jokic double-double, since that's a pretty reliable bet more often than not. But I think Nuggets went straight up. So that's my first definite. My second definite of the day would be the Los Angeles Clippers beating the Chicago Bulls. Now, both teams are even in record. They both 8-4, one in the Western Conference, one in the Eastern Conference. Chicago Bulls are looking like the surprise team of the year, but they are missing one of their best players in Nikola Vucevic. He is out due to COVID protocols. I don't know if he has COVID or just protocols that he messed up on, but he is out on a 10-day absence, and that's a huge missing piece from their team. They just got blown out by the Warriors, which I saw coming mainly because of Vucevic's absence and the fact that Steph Curry loves playing the Chicago Bulls. But that's besides the point. They're playing the Clippers today. The Clippers usually dominate these matchups. Paul George has been cooking, playing out of his mind this season. I don't see how the Chicago Bulls win this game without Vucevic. I think they will definitely struggle in the upcoming week without him, and that ultimately results in this being a definite pick. The Los Angeles Clippers beating the Chicago Bulls, as they just been playing really well. They are on a 7-game winning streak, and I anticipate that winning streak to continue tonight. So those are my definites, my most confident picks. Now I can go into my shoulds. To start off with my shoulds, I'll go with the Milwaukee Bucks beating the Atlanta Hawks. My main reason for taking Milwaukee Bucks is the fact that the Milwaukee Bucks are playing better on the road than they are at home. And ultimately, the Atlanta Hawks are on a 6-game losing streak, so that makes them a pretty unreliable team to bet on right now, even though the Bucks haven't been super reliable this year, sitting at a 6-7 record. But especially with Bogdanovich questionable today, that means a 50-50 chance whether or not he plays, and Giannis is probable. I think the Milwaukee Bucks run away with this game. I can see why the Hawks are favored, since the Milwaukee Bucks have been folding a lot and they are missing Chris Middleton due to COVID. But Drew Holiday still hasn't come on. This might be the game that he comes on. Giannis should go for a big night. Like I said, I think the Milwaukee Bucks should win this game, but I'm not supremely confident that they will win this game. That's why this is not a definite pick. But I anticipate the Hawks struggling and continuing on their losing ways. They've been losing ever since Trae Young came out and said the regular season is boring to them. So I think that trend will continue. So that's my first should of the day. My second should would come from that Los Angeles Lakers and San Antonio Spurs game. I think the Los Angeles Lakers should beat the San Antonio Spurs convincingly. Well, I'll take that back, not convincingly, because the Los Angeles Lakers love fumbling bags. This should be an easy win, even without LeBron James. The San Antonio Spurs are not a good team. They're the kind of team that can just beat bad teams, like the Sacramento Kings, but playing a good team, it shouldn't be a contest, but I only say it's a contest because the Lakers like to make things harder than they really should be. Russell Westbrook should come out of here with a triple-double, in my opinion. Anthony Davis, big night. The Los Angeles Lakers pretty much dominate the matchups between these two teams. I don't see a reason why the Lakers shouldn't win other than of their own accord. Like, they fumbled their own bag. This should be an easy win for the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, my next stop I'll go to on my shoulds will be, and this is a big should. This is one of those things that sounds really risky, and you think, why isn't this a could? But I think this actually should happen. The Oklahoma City Thunder upsetting the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder should upset the Brooklyn Nets. Why? Don't get me wrong, the Brooklyn Nets are clearly the better team and clearly most talented team in the NBA. But the Thunder are hot. This is one of those games where I have my famous slogan, trust in the BS. Trust in the BS here. There's a lot of BS on this game, and it smells like a lot of BS. The Oklahoma City Thunder have won 4 games in a row. And you would think, this game is clearly going to go to the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets are clearly going to end their streak. But this is one of those games where it can really trick you. And the Oklahoma City Thunder continue their winning ways despite playing an excellent team. Because most of the teams that they played, I think all of the teams that they played were pretty bad on this winning streak. However, this is their first matchup against like a really supreme team, and I think they'll continue their winning ways. The Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Brooklyn Nets the first time last year as well. Even though the Brooklyn Nets took an early lead, the Oklahoma City Thunder ran away with it. I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, they just going to come out with more energy and do their thing. Even though this is a 7 o'clock game, so this is a... Let me see. It's a 7 o'clock game, so this isn't like an off-schedule Sunday kind of game where they play early in the day. This is an on-time kind of game, and I think the Oklahoma City Thunder will upset the Brooklyn Nets in Oklahoma City. So those are Just Parlay's NBA plays for November 14th. Have a wonderful Sunday.